we're seeing a Zanu PF succession battles taking a new twist, or rather a new turn. Yes, we're seeing Tungwarara making headlines like this one we're seeing here. Zanu PF thwarts Tungwarara bid for Central Committee, slums vote buying. Is Tungwarara joining the succession battle? And what does this all mean for ordinary Zimbabweans? We're seeing none other than Comrade Chino Timba having a say on this. What does he say? Now following this, we see a poster that is made by Kerina Mujati, which reads, "Good evening Zimbabwe. Chino Timba finally confronting Machacha over shameless parade of cash handouts and flashy cars, mocking even my welly with that crude line Munongoti chero atambisa magaro motope vanhu vasina nebasa. It was the raw. Honestly, they never expected. A minor held up to their own indecency. Machacha stood there, stunned, exposed, because the truth has slipped out in broad daylight. For years, Emerson and his inner circle, Vene, as they call themselves, have dug themselves deeper into a pit of their own making. A pit built from arrogance, excess, and contempt for ordinary Zimbabweans. They believe the ground beneath them was solid. They believed no one would ever challenge their theatrics of generosity while the nation starves. A day always comes, and when that day arrives, that hole they dug with their own hands will be sealed, stone by stone and truth by truth." So this is a post by Kerina Mujati. So what is Tungwarara up to? We hear of Tungwarara being promoted into the Zanu PF Central Committee. Then we see this letter coming. It reads, "Nullification of Central Committee co-option. The Commissariat Department has established that Manicaland Provincial Coordination Committee (PCC) convened a meeting on Sunday 7 December 2025, during which Comrade Paul T. Tungwarara was co-opted as a Central Committee, filling the vacant post left by Comrade Dorothy Mabika. In this regard, you advise that the said co-option has been nullified with immediate effect, as the process contravened the Legal Affairs Department circular dated 30 June 2025, which set out mandatory guidelines and procedures for co-opting members into the Central Committee. Among other key provisions, the circular stipulates that any replacement must be drawn from the same administrative district as the outgoing member. In this case, the appropriate candidate for the vacancy must originate from Chipinge Administrative District. This is to uphold the party's established principle of representation and ensure equitable distribution of seats across all administrative districts. Furthermore, you are requested to ensure that until this matter is resolved and Chipinge district has made a decision, any activities that involve issuance of money, goods or services by aspiring candidates will be deemed vote buying, and as such will lead to automatic disqualification. In view of the above, Manicaland province is advised to conduct another co-option process following the correct guidelines and procedures. So ladies and gentlemen, what does this mean? What we are seeing happening here? And Tungwarara, who is he? The guy we're seeing making headlines. What does this mean in the Zanu PF succession battles, ladies and gentlemen? Tempter Tungwarara is a prominent Zimbabwean businessman, entrepreneur, and special presidential advisor on investments to President Emerson Mnangagwa. He has been in the spotlight recently for his role in Zanu PF empowerment initiatives and his controversial push for elevation within the party structures. Born and raised in Chipinge, Manicaland province, Tungwarara has roots in the area despite now being based in Buera. He is involved in projects like a presidential borehole scheme, internet scheme, home industries project, and solar scheme, and founded Talk and Pay Communications, formerly Talk Chat, a Zimbabwean social media platform. Key recent development: Zanu PF Blocks Committee bid December 11 to 12, 2025. The most breaking story as of December 12, 2025 centers on internal Zanu PF factional tensions. On December 7, the Manicaland Provincial Coordination Committee, PCC, recommended the co-option of Tungwarara into the party's 300-member Central Committee to replace Dorothy Mabika, who stepped down earlier this year. This move was seen as a step towards positioning himself as a potential future leader, with some allies touting him for higher roles. However, on December 11, 2025, Zanu PF Provincial Political Commissar Munyaradzi Machacha intervened via a letter to Provincial Chairman Tawanda Mukodza, nullifying the recommendation. Machacha cited procedural violations and accused the process of creeping vote buying, particularly ahead of Tungwarara's planned rally and empowerment fund disbursement in Chipinge East on December 12. He suspended cash handouts, goods and services by aspiring candidates, warning of automatic disqualification. Zanu PF response Secretary for Information Christopher Mchangwa stated the recommendation warrants respect and will be finalized by the Politburo, similar to a recent case involving businessman Tagwirei. Supporters push back. Allies like Buera District Coordinating Committee advocate for his inclusion, emphasizing his empowerment work across provinces. Posts on X highlight his Chipinge roots and a call for co-option. There, instead, critics view opposition voices label it a political takedown amid factional warfare, with some dismissing circulating documents as fake news aimed at tarnishing his image. One ex-user quipped, "How much did Tungwarara pay out? You not to think." In response to pro-Zanu PF announcements, this comes amid broader party dynamics, including Tagwirei's own Central Committee humiliation amid his 21 million vehicle donation to Zanu PF. Ongoing empowerment activities despite the setback. Tungwarara's Presidential Constituency Empowerment Fund program continues. A major event is scheduled for December 13 at Grassflats Primary School in Chipinge East, focusing on grassroots development and Vision 2030. Supporters praise him as a champion of massive empowerment, crediting his loyalty to Mnangagwa during past attacks. Earlier in November, Tungwarara and Tagwirei distributed cash and gifts. For example, 20,000 to a veteran supporter at a Harare rally to bolster Mnangagwa third-term agenda, drawing bribery accusations. In the past, we see controversies like what happened in September 2025. Tungwarara denied fleeing Zimbabwe amid corruption allegations tied to tender manipulations. His company's 10,000 borehole contract, he claimed a Dubai trip was to visit his newborn and reaffirmed loyalty to Mnangagwa. We are ready to defend our president. Nothing will stop the vision. In November 2025, he denied presidential ambitions, stating Mnangagwa was chosen by God, while funding affiliate groups to support term extensions for real time. Now we're seeing Comrade Chinotimba emerging.